Hello dear students, in this video we're going to talk about our worksheet 1. In this video we will solve worksheet 1 together, so let's start. Worksheet 1, question number 1. Indicate the true statement or statements and correct the false one or ones. Number 1. Herbivores, they are the animals that feed on both plants and animals. So what do you think? This is true or false? Herbivores, they are the animals that feed on both plants and animals. Sure, this is false. Herbivores, they are the animals that feed only on plants. So this is false. Or we can correct it in another way. We can say that omnivores, they are the animals that feed on both plants and animals. So we can solve it in two ways. Number 2, the falcon detects its prey by using its sense of smell. So the falcon smells the prey and then it attack it and kill it. Sure, this is false. The falcon detects its prey by using its sense of vision. Which sense organ? It's the eye. So here it's false. Or if you want, we can solve it in another way. We can say that instead of the falcon, the dog detects its prey by using its sense of smell. Number 3, animals that feed on food of plant origin called insectivore. So the animals that feed on food of plant origin, they said insectivore. This is a note you have to pay attention to. Animals that feed on food of plant origin, we said they are herbivore. Sometimes animals, they feed only on insects. So these animals that feed on insects only, we call them insectivore. Or some animals, they feed only on grains, so we call them grainivore. So here, animals that feed on food of plant origin is called insectivore. False. We can correct it in two ways also. Or either we said that the animal that feeds on food of plant origin is called herbivore, or we can say that animal that feed on food of insects origin or that feed on insects is called insectivore. Number 4, the horse and the rabbit, they are herbivores. This is true. So this is the correction. False, omnivores, they are the animal that feed on both plants and animals. Or you can say that herbivores, they are the animals that feed on plants only. Number 2, the falcon detects its prey by using its sense of vision. Number 3, an animal that feed on insects only is called insectivore. And number 4, the horse and the dog, they are herbivore, and this is question number 2. In order to study how grasshoppers identify and choose their food, the following 2 experiments are performed. In the first experiment, 2 colored and empty sacks are presented to the grasshopper. One of the sacks is green in color and the other one is yellow. The grasshoppers, they are attracted to the green sack, so they use their sense of vision, and the green color attracted the grasshopper. In the first experiment, they move toward the green sack. This is the green sack, and this is the yellow sack. So they are attracted toward the green. So the green color attracted the grasshoppers. The second experiment, 2 sacks, they have the green color. They are presented to the grasshoppers. So one of the sacks contain herbs while the other contains sand. The animals, they are attracted, the grasshoppers, they are attracted to the sack containing herbs. Pay attention here as a note that these 2 sacks, they are permeable to the odor, meaning that the odor can go through the sacks. So here, the one containing grass or herbs, and this the one contains sand, so they move toward the one containing the grass. So they smell. So they use their sense of smelling. What do they use? Which organ? They use the antenna. So formulate the hypothesis which is tested in each experiment. In experiment 1, experiment 2. Do the results of the two experiments confirm your hypothesis? What the meaning of this? Meaning that do the results of the experiments make your hypothesis true, or the hypothesis is true according to the experiment? Number 3, draw out a conclusion, meaning that give a conclusion and not to draw. Give a conclusion from these two experiments. Number 4, name the senses and the sense organ used by the grasshopper in each of the following experiments. Before we start, you have to know about hypothesis. What is a hypothesis? Hypothesis, you have to give a probable and temporary solution to a given problem. What the meaning? It should be formulated or should be written in the form affirmative sentence, and it includes doubt, meaning that maybe or we suppose that. So we are not sure 100% that this is true, but this should be logical even though it's false, because the hypothesis could be true or it may be false, but it should be verifiable experimentally or through a research. So here, through an experiment, we're working through experiment. Mainly, it's linked to the post problem. For example, in the first experiment, we suppose that the grasshopper depends on the color because it moved to the green sack and not to the yellow sack. While in the second experiment, experiment 2, we suppose that the grasshopper depends on the color, on the odor here. First on the color, second one to the odor, because we said that the sack, they are permeable to the food. Number 2, do the result of the two experiments confirm your hypothesis? Yes. Why? Because the grasshopper in the first experiment is attracted to the green sack, which means it depends on the color, while to the one containing herbs or containing grass in the second experiment, that's found in the sack permeable to odor, allow the passage of the odor. So it depends on both the odor and the color, meaning that depends on the vision and it depends on smelling. Draw out the conclusion. So the grasshopper, it depends on the color it sees and on the odor it smells to choose the food. So here, the color it sees and the odor it smells. So what are the sense and the sense organ? Color it sees, so uses the vision as a sense, while the sense organ, it is the eye. While odor it smells, odor we use our nose as human being, while the grasshopper, the organ used for smelling, it's called the antenna. So here, the sense and the sense organ. Smell and vision, they are the senses. The sense organ, they are the eyes and the antenna. So the antenna for smelling and the eyes for vision. Okay guys, thank you. Bye bye.